Hi, Varshini. Many
Hello,
congratulations
sir.
for converting the actual campus Indore, which has been your I think top target for a long time now.
Yes.
So great. So I just wanted to start with our IPM special sessions that I think we had put in a lot of effort to designing that session. So I just wanted to understand how was your experience attending those sessions, how relevant were they with respect to the actual exam, and like what was the general feeling about attending those sessions vis-a-vis the regular lectures?
Hmm. Initially, I felt the difficulty of the special classes was quite high. I found it difficult to kind of catch up because the mentor would give us some time to try out, and I rarely got any of the answers before he got to the solution. So
uh,
initially, it
uh,
was a bit intimidating, but what I realized is the way they approached the questions, that was
uh,
what was important for me to learn. Not so much the formulas or the techniques, but
hmm,
when you see a question,
hmm.
how do you try and do it in the shortest possible manner? That was very useful for me. And I think that really is what made the difference, the special classes.
Yeah. Excellent. So I don't think I would have liked a better answer than this. This is for everybody who's listening, that it's not about that particular question, it's not about that particular formula, but it's about understanding from the mentor the general approach to that questions.
Yeah,
Because like even if we solve 10,000 questions of that level, we are not sure that that question is going to appear in the exam. But more importantly, what you take back from those sessions is the approach that you take
approach.
for such questions. Excellent answer. Very good, Arshin. Did you think the mentoring sessions that we have at IMS, what we call as my plans, did they help you in any way? Did they help you? Was that a decent amount of hand holding, I would say, or do you think you were better off without them?
So since I was an offline math student, I had good connect with my mentor at the session. He was an English mentor who I had the most contact with.
Huh,
My
huh.
English was strong, but I felt that, talking to him about GK, current affairs, all of that was very helpful. And
Right.
that regular contact, and what I felt particularly in my center was that they let you do things at your own pace. If you need additional help, additional doubt clarifications, they were there for you.
Hmm,
If
hmm,
you
hmm.
wanted to take it at your own pace, things were going well for you at this time, you didn't want to take additional help, that was also fine with you. So I like that
Huh,
freedom a
huh,
lot.
huh. So it was, I think, the best of both the worlds, that you were an offline student, but at the same time, you got to do this at your own pace also.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, I think that's what helped you the most, right?
yeah,
Uh, Great, good. Okay, fine. Going on to the I think the most important part of the preparation, which was the mocks.
yeah.
How did you find the IMS mocks? And can you comment on the difficulty level of the IMS mocks versus how it was in the exam? So was exam just an extension of like writing another mock, or was it a very different experience as compared to writing an IMS mock?
I'd say it was pretty similar in the sense that I think each mark differs actually, especially the indoor marks. Some marks are really difficult in a certain way. Some are
Hmm,
easier, like the
hmm.
English might be really easy in one, the English might be super difficult in another. That kind of
Right.
variety from mark to mark kind of prepares you for the exam. This exam, the short answer section was very difficult. So I was used
Correct.
to one section being harder, one section being easier. And
Uh,
the
uh,
marks, I always had a fluctuating performance. Until
right.
like the last month, there was always one section I never cleared the cutoff in. And
Uh,
that section would
uh,
change each
uh,
time, either short answer MCQ. And I was used to that. So I was able to tell by the time the exam came around, okay, this is a difficult section. I can focus on 5 questions. That's enough.
Correct. Right. Ha, ha. Yeah. So I was in fact going through your mock performances also, what you've done in your last 7, 8 mocks. The one thing interesting that I found, at least in your mocks, was that it was not consistently that you were getting higher
Mm.
scores, or you were consistently getting lower scores. It was you went to
It
two
was an up and down.
went back to 170, then you again went to a 190 190 type.
Yeah.
So I think that so what you're saying is very correct, that the mocks were a combination of sometimes English difficult, sometimes essay difficult, sometimes two sections out of the three difficult. So
Mm.
yeah, so
Yeah.
intention always is to prepare you guys, for such surprises in the actual
Yeah.
exam. So if you have to give any feedback onto the mocks, that should we do we change anything about IMS mocks or not really?
Not really. I like the quality quite a lot. And if the number could increase, I'd love that because I was taking a mark almost every day by the end of the preparation. The
Oh,
only
okay,
thing is,
okay,
I think
okay.
there is a provision for us to choose or after the exam analyze whether we should have guessed or whether we should have attempted this question. I think I'd like to see a graph of that. So say in this mark, I had so many questions, I should have guessed.
Acha, acha, acha. Okay, okay. That so basically that if what I don't know if you're aware, but we speak of something called as ABC analysis.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you would have given the ABC analysis for each question, that would
In
have
a
helped is what
graph
you're
at the
saying.
end, I would have liked that. Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Okay, okay,
Because I
okay.
was
And you
always
feel
on the analytics page actually. That was one tab always open on my laptop is the analytics page of
oh, is it?
IMS.
Acha, acha, acha. Oh, interesting. Good to know that. Okay, okay, okay. That's nice. Analytics space. So speaking of that, that was I was coming to that as my next follow-up question. But so, did you think the analytics of let's say after writing 5 mocks or after writing 6 mocks, analytics which shows you how much time you've spent, let's say, on correct questions versus how much time you
Hmm.
spent on wrong questions versus how much time you spent on unattempted questions or for that matter something like a p-value or for that matter something like if you see there is a knowledge gap there is a so those things did it help you in understanding anything about yourself better and were you able to modify your test taking strategy accordingly?
Yes, sir. So initially, when I was writing, I had this tendency. I think a lot of Indian students have it because we're from a schooling system where you attempt everything or where you want to do your best at
Right,
every question. So I
right.
noticed that particularly in English, my accuracy was down. So I realized answer things only that you're sure about. There's no necessity to answer all 45 questions. And that
Right, right.
realization helped me in English. In math, I was particularly able to track, okay, these topics I have an issue in. I take too much
Hmm,
time or
hmm,
I waste
hmm,
too
hmm.
much time, especially arithmetic and all. I was able to
Ha,
track that
ha.
and I was able to improve. Okay, I brought it down to 2 minutes per question.
Good, good, great, great. Okay, so I'm happy that you were able to milk so much out of the analytics
Yeah.
page. I think for us as mentors, I think it's a task to get the students to do that. But yeah, good, good. I'm happy you could do that by yourself. So that's nice. Tell me about your daily schedule. Like how did you prepare? How many hours did you put? What was your strong section? Was it math? Was it English? And how did you tackle the math, the strong and the weak sections respectively?
So I joined the class in August. I can't say that I was super regular or my most of my time I spent was after the board exam. But
Okay.
until then, the classes really provided me with regularity and I made sure I looked over the portions, made sure I tried things out before the class. So weekends were the time I prepared for this. And I made sure whenever I
Okay.
sat down, it was 3, 4 hours at a stretch. I mostly focused on math. And every other day or every 2, 3 days, I did some English because I didn't want to be left behind on that. My strong suit was
Right.
always English, so I wasn't worried about it. But I noticed one
Ah.
exam because I hadn't prepared at all for English that week, English went down. So it's
Oh, okay,
kind
okay,
of
okay.
important to have everything else going all at once.
Okay, okay, okay. So you think English was your strong suit? Yeah, I think that's very obvious from your
Yeah,
10th and 12th marks also. So
yeah,
so you put more effort in math, and you're saying that
yeah.
whenever you sat for 2, 3 hours at stretch. Importantly, one thing I liked about what you said was that you always tried things before you went to the lecture.
Yeah.
Right. So the IPM special sessions here, did you also try those sessions before going to the class, or what? How was it like?
I did try the first page or the first 2 pages. The
Huh.
homework assignment was always too difficult for me to do before the class. So that was always after the
Huh.
session. After
Okay.
I'd read on the questions in the session, I went to the homework.
Okay. One more thing I needed to check with you, Varshini. In the entire IMS portal, you must have seen a lot of concept videos, a lot of mock solution videos, even the IPM special sessions solution videos were there. Do you think those
Hmm.
videos were helpful, or you think that you could have done without them also?
No, they were definitely helpful, but I don't think I went through every one of them. It was like whenever I found a gap, like I had trouble with games and tournaments, those questions I went through again on that. And
Okay,
if I
okay.
found that I wasn't able to attend some special class, that was helpful to refer back to also.
Right, right. So whenever you felt the need, I think the videos did help
Yeah,
you. But
it was kind of
most of it,
insurance for me to have it there. Like if I don't get it,
ha.
something to revisit.
Okay, 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 great. And any last words on your entire journey with IMS, the whole experience of preparing with IMS?
It's very grateful actually, and I think it gave me the best space for myself, being a biomath student and wanting to get into IPM. It gave me the best way to balance myself and base myself.
Hmm.
And I really appreciate that. And I think they really do give you all the tools to succeed. You just have to use them well.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much, Varshini, for your time and for your candid answers. I really wish all the best that you do great at the IPM Indore campus also. And I genuinely wish that you crack a better MBA college at for your postgrad also. So you'll be one of the few, who can get who does your graduation at an IIM and an MBA from a
And
better
MBA.
IIM. So we'll end here, Roshini. Do you have anything to ask, anything to share, anything else that you need to know?
No, nothing particular, sir. I'm just looking forward to the campus meet, 3 o'clock,
Hmm.
with the Indore
Ha.
students.
Yeah. I think so. Similar kind of questions are going to be put to you, at least from the
Yeah.
current students. So I think like your answers around what IMS has to offer in terms of the resources. I think that should be
Hmm.
better if you can just guide them around that. A lot of students are confused about what all is there at their disposal and how to use when. So
Hmm.
mentors definitely try and speak to them from time to time, but I think they'll take it better when it comes from a fellow student. Uh,
Student, yeah.
yeah. So just help them accordingly. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Will there be a group for the indoor final converts? WhatsApp
Yes.
group.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
I,
Yes. So
I,
you guys just can be in touch with
yeah,
each other.
talk with each other.
Sure. Okay, Varshini. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye.